in the last archetype, which is Pisces, 12th house, and Neptune. And this is where the other is as large as we can make it. This is the ultimate whole. Whereas Aquarius can relate to our tribe, to our culture, to our society. When it comes to Pisces, it's everything, everyone, all species, all forms of consciousness, all humans, regardless of race, culture, country, etc. And so this is where that archetype of Pisces, 12th house, and Neptune gets to become source energy. God, Goddess, Great Spirit, whatever you perceive it to be. Because that becomes the whole on the ultimate level. And so one of the things about the archetype of Pisces is that it contains all other 11 archetypes. Whereas Aries is rebirthing into itself and it's all me, Pisces is everybody else as well. And so this is where that archetype of Pisces can come out in so many different ways, because every other archetype has come before it. So it can be Aquarian, it can be Leonian, it can be a Scorpio, it can be Taurian, it can be everything. Now can you see how Pisces can get so confused? Yeah. Who am I? Yeah. Yeah. And so Pisces is that archetype. And again, when I say Pisces, or as we've gone through this all 4 days, this thing goes on and off, doesn't it? Yeah. It's not me.
It's okay right now.
It's the mic. Oh, good. Oh, good. It's not me. It is me. So I apologize. If anybody, if this is going in and out and you can't hear, you might have to come closer. All right? I apologize. So this is where this archetype of Pisces, 12th house, Neptune, is always meant it's about learning how to spiritualize on an individual basis. And as I like to say it, it's where ego has to merge with soul, and it's where individual soul has to merge with universal soul. And that process of an individuated soul that's learning its own unique identity on a soul basis, when it has to merge with universal soul, that letting go and letting God Goddess, it is the scariest thing we ever do. Because it feels, water element, it feels like we're losing ourselves. And until we get through that process of the actual merging on whatever way we're doing it, and get to the merged point and recognizing we're still there, the soul resists. The soul tries to figure out excuses, Virgo polarity. It tries to figure out all these different identities. This is where I'm not done exhausting my separating desires. And we create another desire, and another desire, and another desire, and another desire. We manifest it, manifest it, manifest it. Because on a deep unconscious level, we're actually afraid that we're going to lose our own identity in the merging. So the head wants to do it, but that egoic soul level has some unconscious resistance. And if it wasn't there, we could snap our fingers and merge with Source in an instant. We have the free choice to do that, but how many of us do? And the fact that you're still sitting here in your chair, not a puff of smoke as I said that, is your own observation, correlation, that although you want to merge with Source, you have resistance somewhere. This makes sense? So now can you see how Pisces can contain everything, all the archetypes that came before, because you've got to exhaust every single separating desire until you have no more Virgo excuses left. So you can see then also, on a soul basis, why it takes that consistent, conscious effort, Virgo polarity, to merge with Source and address your excuses. All right? Yeah. So the other thing that will happen then with this Pisces archetype is what we call the Neptunian void. So as we are having another exhausting desire, we're manifesting it, we're actually living it, and then it collapses. That's that process of trying to help us learn where the ultimate source is, what it is, how we're going to remerge with that. Many times, when that manifested desire or reality, Virgo polarity, collapses into disillusionment, it is not immediately replaced with something else. We're stuck in the Neptunian void. Jeffrey's example would be, you're on a small rowboat, you have oars, you're in the middle of the ocean, it's foggy, and you don't know what direction the shore is. You have no choice but to go inward and find your connection to Source from within. And as you tap into that and touch into that, you learn those Piscean lessons of faith and trust. And eventually, miraculously, you find your way. Terry?
In Eastern philosophy, these samskaras that have been spoken of translate to impressions. And each lifetime we collect these impressions, good and bad. And exhausting those impressions is what brings about the liberation.
Yes.
And we have to even exhaust the good ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. We have to exhaust everything manifested. Good, bad, and in between. Mm-hmm. So, does this help with an understanding of Pisces, 12th house, Neptune, for you all? Again, I have Sun conjunct Mercury conjunct Neptune between 1 and 2 degrees Scorpio. So, I pondered this and looked for help. When I found evolutionary astrology and this westernized concept of saying it, which is what I just did, I was like, oh, I'm not crazy. So now can you see why? The distortions of Pisces, the imprisonment, the craziness, some of the things that you read in all your cookbook astrology about Pisces, Neptune, and 12th house. Now you understand where all that stuff comes from. Now you understand when we cannot cling to that Virgonian earth reality, and we have to be in that existential void. I don't use that word because I don't know how to pronounce it. Existential. So,
could you repeat what you said, because I loved it. But not the existential void. It was about the imprisonment.
yes. Yes.
The imprisonment.
Well, okay, repeat it again, because, yeah, I did.
You were talking about the distortion of Pisces, the imprisonment.
Yes, so that's how you can see, you can have all of this collapse of self that has no identity with itself, that void. So sometimes when we're left in that void, if the soul and ego structure is strong enough, we come through it. But if it's not strong enough, you can see how that becomes the tortured souls, the possessed souls, all of that stuff. Yeah. And when you come across those kind of souls, you don't have to say this out loud. You can just say it within inside yourself. You give them energy and you just tell them, God is within you, God is within you, God is within you, Source is within you, Goddess is within you. You can just give those types of souls that type of energy. You see how you're giving them their power back. And you're helping them reach from that existential void. I want to learn that word. You know, I don't care, but I want to learn that one. And so you can help them get past that void and recognize that sense of self and claim their own power back. Because I didn't talk a lot about the sadomasochistic conditioning that comes through Virgo Pisces. There's a lot of it written in evolutionary astrology. But it's all based upon this concept that the source of power lies outside of ourselves. Okay. That the source of power lies outside of ourselves rather than within. I'm tired of this. Sorry. And the music stopped. It could. It could. We'll change the battery for Mark. So I'm going to find my voice through Pisces. Yeah. And so, thank you. And so, you know, this is typically Virgo's the sadist and Pisces the masochist. But in reality, both sides of this spectrum can be sadomasochistic. Okay? The masochist is where we take on the conditioned guilt. We internalize the guilt whether we're guilty or not. And we believe that we deserve to be hurt. Or we deserve the punishment. We try to continually atone. The sadistic side of it is where, on some deep level, I got to get them before they get me. Both are distortions. Okay? But they're all based upon, both sides of this distortion polarity is based upon the source of power is outside of ourselves. So we know this. We know that there is some big cosmological consciousness and energy out there. And it's all within us. We've got to recognize it within us to recognize it outside of us. Okay? And so one of the best things that you can do as a practicing astrologer, for those of you who want to do that, otherwise we all learn it personally, is just claiming our power back. And in natural law, we're allowed to be in our own authentic power. Source energy isn't trying to take any power away from us. It is trying to empower us. And so what we can do as human beings with other human beings is this concept of healthy boundaries. It took me a while to recognize unconditional love does not mean powerlessness. It means healthy boundaries between myself and another.